All right. As always, first, I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to
Yahweh Bahashem
Yahweh,
Yahweh Shai
Bahashim,
Bahashem
Rakakwarash.
Rechacharash.
Double honor to the apostles, elders, great millstone, tosses truth to rule well. Shalom to the hopefully elect, and shalom to the Akim and Akwat out there listening and learning. This goes out to the true Hebrew Israelites of the Bible, the Native Americans, Latino Americans, and so-called African Americans here in America, scattered throughout the four corners of the world. This is Branch of Great Millstone, Chicago, coming to you with some more of it. I'm the brother Asha.
This the brother Yaya.
And this is a wonderful topic we'd love to go into because we say we the true Hebrew Israelites of the Bible, and the Bible clearly states that. But today's lesson is who are my chosen people? And how do we know the chosen people of the Lord? Because they're going to come with certain characteristics, certain looks, a certain je ne sais quoi. And it's going to outline exactly who the Lord's chosen people are. So let's start there first, right? Because, there seems to be some frauds in the truth. You know what I mean? Some liars and those who hold the truth of who the Lord's people are. The Lord's people, according to the scriptures, are going to have a lot of things going on that we're going to break down and explain. So first, let's get who the Lord's people are. Let's get this Isaiah 44 and 1. Let's get that right quick. And we're gonna shut the door on this this what was mystery that was hidden for so long, and it's plain to us. But let's break it down. Let's get this Isaiah 44 and 1. It says, "Yet now hear, O Jacob my servant, and Israel whom I have chosen." It says, "Thus saith Yahweh that made thee and formed thee from the womb, which will help thee. Fear not, O Jacob my servant, and thou Jeshurun whom I have chosen." And let's get that in NLT. It says, but now listen to me, Jacob my servant, Israel my chosen one. That's plain. The Lord has chose Israel, chose Jacob. You know what I mean? The heir to his promise. It says, "The Lord who made you and helps you says, do not be afraid, O Jacob, my servant, O dear Israel, my chosen one." So the Lord made a clear distinction on who his chosen ones are, right? But what happened to his chosen ones in the Bible? Because we went off against our power, Yahweh Bashem Al Shai. Thus, we were discontinued from our heritage, grab that, because the Lord clearly said who his chosen people are. Now, what happened to his chosen people? Why it's a mystery now in today's society. So we're going to get this discontinued from our heritage. Right?
This is the book of Jeremiah, chapter 17, and verse 4. "And thou, even thyself, shalt discontinue from thine heritage that I gave thee, and I will cause thee to serve thine enemies in the land which thou knowest not, for ye have kindled a fire in mine anger, which shall burn forever."
So in our discontinue from our heritage, we were thrown into a global exile that the Lord speaks about. The global exile means we were scattered through all the nations because we transgressed the laws. Get that in Baruch. We were, scattered to all the nations. I believe it's in Baruch. I sold you to the nations, not for your destruction. Grab that in Baruch. So we went through global exile, transatlantic slave trade. This is what happened to his people. His people always bear the sign of the love of the Lord and the punishment of the Lord. Severe love, severe punishment. We was in Egypt for 400 years of slavery. We in America over 400 years of slavery. So there's some distinctive characteristics of the Lord's people, his chosen people. And we're going to continue to outline that. But right now we're getting to who his chosen people are. And now we're going into we were exiled. And we're exiled because we transgressed the law. That's why we're discontinued from heritage. And grab that Baruch, what it says. Go ahead, Baruch.
This is the book of Baruch, chapter 4, verse 6. Baruch 4 and 6. "Ye were sold to the nations, not for your destruction, but because ye moved Yahweh to wrath, ye were delivered unto the enemies."
So 4 and 6 says, read that again.
Baruch 4 and 6. "Ye were sold to the nations, not for your destruction, but because ye moved Yahweh to wrath, ye were delivered unto the enemies."
Read the 7.
For ye provoked him that made you by sacrificing unto devils and not to God. Ye have forgotten the everlasting power that brought you up, and ye have grieved Jerusalem that nursed you.
So we were sold to the nations. That goes with the Deuteronomy 28:68. We were sold on cargo slave ships to our enemies throughout all the world because we were sacrificing unto devils, right? And and why was the Lord angry with us? Because what did the Lord give us? What made us separate from the people, right? Let's get that, right? We were a special treasure to the Lord and we went on. Let's get that. So you understand the characteristics of the Lord's people, right? Let's get this in Deuteronomy, right quick. Deuteronomy. I want these two in Deuteronomy because we were a special people who were given the law, statute, commandments, and we transgressed them. Deuteronomy 4. We're going to get that. Deuteronomy 4.
You said Deuteronomy 4?
Yeah, we're going to get that first. Deuteronomy 4. Outlining God's chosen people. God's people would not be doing all the wicked acts, alphabet lifestyle, and those other wicked stuff. Go ahead. This is Deuteronomy 4.
Deuteronomy 4:1. Now therefore hearken, O Israel, unto the statutes and unto the judgments which I teach you, for to do them that ye may live and go in and possess the land which the Lord Yahweh of your fathers giveth you.
Right.
Ye shall not add unto the word which I command you, neither shall you diminish aught from it, that ye may keep the commandments of the Lord your power which I command you.
Yep. Now jump down. We're just going to jump down to 5.
Deuteronomy 4:5. Behold, I have taught you statutes and judgments, even as the Lord my God commanded me, that ye should do so in the land whither ye go to possess it. Keep therefore and do them, for this is your wisdom and your understanding in the sight of the nations, which shall hear all these statutes and say, surely this great nation is a wise and understanding people. For what nation is there so great, who hath Yahweh so nigh unto them, as the Lord our power is in all things that we call upon him for? And what nation is there so great, that has statutes and judgments so righteous as all this law, which I set before you this day?
This is his people. The Lord gave the law, statute, commandments to his people Israel, which is backed up in Romans 9. And we have transgressed all these laws, statutes, and commandments. Therefore, the Lord sent us to global exile, where we were discontinued from our heritage, where we wouldn't even remember who the hell we was, and let alone the Lord. But but the Lord said, based off of y'all severe punishment, I'm gonna bring you back, right, into remembrance. And this is the beautiful thing about this, that his people were gonna be, got the law, statutes, commandments. They was a separate holy people, a peculiar treasure. Let's get that in Deuteronomy 7:6. Sorry. We are a separate people, a holy people, because the Lord gave us these law, statutes, commandments. I just want to grab that right quick. This is Deuteronomy 7 and 6. Just getting to the point. It says, for thou art a holy people unto the Lord thy power. The Lord thy power hath chosen thee to be a special people unto himself above all the people upon the face of the earth. Above all the people on the face of the earth. Above all the people on the face of the earth. Above all the people on the face of the earth, right? That's what the Lord told us. You know what I mean? Separate and holy. We went against that. So he went to the global scattering. And then it says, they'll be like the sands of the sea, too many to number. And the place, let's grab that in Hosea. So after all this, the Lord is saying, now let's bring them back, right? You know what I mean? So it says, let me grab this in Hosea. So you understand the characteristics of his people and what these people will be looking like in the last days. So, what happened is, a part of that discontinued from a heritage, Shalakia, there was a group of people who came up against us, right? Who helped make sure that we didn't remember who we was, right? And that was in Psalms 83:5. They consulted against the Lord's hidden ones. What is hidden? Let's grab that. That's a part of that discontinued from our heritage. Even though we're above all the people on the earth. You know what I mean? There's a group of people who helped. You all right? Okay, there's a group of people who made sure that they kept us separate from our Maker, even though we was above all people. That's Psalms 83:5. Just getting to the point. Psalms 83.
This is the book of Psalms, chapter 83 and verse 5. Psalms 83 and 5, for they have consulted together with one consent, they are confederate against thee.
You're supposed to start at 4. So.
Okay.
3.
Psalms 83 and 3. They have taken crafty counsel against thy people and consulted against thy hidden ones.
And what's the word hidden ones? It's precious ones. It's treasures. It's special as hidden ones. Let's get the word hidden ones. We just went to the Deuteronomy, right? That says that we were, what did Deuteronomy says? Special treasure above all people.
Yeah.
Let's get this hidden ones. Does this line up? Treasure. Store up. Hidden treasure. To be stored up. A treasure. His special treasure. So those are the hidden ones. The Israelites. That's the hidden treasure. That's all right.
Verse 4, they have said, come and let us cut them off from being a nation, that the name of Israel may be no more in remembrance. For they have consulted together with one consent, they are confederate against thee.
Yep. And you finish reading down there, it outlines all the nations who are confederate against us. But we know, since we're above all the nations was confederate against us. But the Lord said, you know what I mean? I'm gonna cause them to remember themselves in the land of our captivity. And this is what's happening now. The Lord, through the Rakakwadash, has given us remembrance of who we were. Despite being discontinued from our heritage, despite being scattered globally, the Lord has said, you know what? I'm gonna bring them back to me. Point blank period. Get that, Baruch. Where you will bring them in the land of captivity. They will remember themselves. So, no, this doesn't apply to anybody else. Everybody else know who they are. Over here in America, we label black. That's not who we are. A white man is named white. That's not that's not his nationality. Those are social constructs. So obviously we got to break the code. And we break the code through the scriptures, the relics, the prophecy, and the curses that was applied to us. Deuteronomy 28. We already talked about it. But that's okay. Let's get the rest of it. All right.
This is the
Back of that Baruch.
This is the book of Baruch, chapter 2 and verse 30. Baruch 2 and 30. For I knew that they would not hear me, because it is a stiff-necked people, but in the land of their captivity they shall remember themselves.
Right. And that's what's happening now. We remember ourselves through the Rakakwadash. You know what I mean? He's made, and now we're showing the whole world who we are, based off what the Lord has put in the Bible, the characteristics, the relics, everything that you say. You got pyramids in Illinois like the pyramids in Egypt. You got pyramids in Mexico like pyramids in Egypt. You know what I mean? So y'all can pull this up. You can Google the pyramids. So that's letting us know that whoever built them pyramids, the Hebrew Israelites who built the pyramids in Egypt, was scattered throughout the world, and there's pyramids and relics of these people. Let's make no mistake about it. Google it. Do your research. See that there's pyramids in Egypt. It has the same characteristics as the pyramids in Illinois, in America, in Mexico, South America. There are pyramids over here in the land of our captivity. We were 400 years in Egypt. We're 400 years over here in America, which is called spiritual side of Egypt. Let's get that, right quick, just for the side note. This is just a sidebar. So remember, captivity in Egypt, the Lord, cleared us out of there. Now, there's another Egypt that he sent us to in ships, pursuant to Deuteronomy 28:16, shipped us in cargo slave ships. You can Google the cargo slave ships. You can look at the transatlantic slave trade. This is clear. This is not no hocus pocus.
Revelation 11 and 8, and their dead bodies shall lie in the street of the great city, which spiritually is called Sodom and Egypt, where also our Lord was crucified. And the dead bodies meaning spiritually dead, man, because according to Ezekiel 37, we're those dry bones that were spiritually dead because we didn't know the truth. And this place which is spiritually Sodom and Egypt is this place America. Egypt just means the house of bondage, man, and we've been there slaves go back to the 1500s, man. Right. We've been here for a good time. Right. And then Sodom, it's all type of sodomy and all type of skittle community, all type of stuff we're not gonna go into. And then the part where it says where also our Lord was crucified, they crucified the Lord Yahweh's image, man, and put up the white the so-called white Caesar Borgia, man.
Yep, in Egypt. Did you clear?
Yeah, the house of bondage. Yeah.
Yeah, Egypt, house of bondage. And he that wandered out the way of understanding is in the congregation of the dead. That's that mentally dead state that we're in, right? We just want to do that for a sign, though. Therefore, further solidify the characteristics of his chosen people. They were going to be scattered throughout the four corners of the world. They were going to be in slavery, and be subject to payments. And they was in slavery in Egypt. They were in slavery here again. Those people over in the land, those imposters, they never went into slavery. How you gonna go? I ain't never seen Beinstein or yokes of iron around his neck. Come on, man. There's too much scriptures, man. Y'all do the research. Pay attention. And this ain't a black thing. This is a lineage. Going back from our bloodline thing. So by us being scattered throughout the four corners of the world, it's going to be Israelites who look like the other nations because we were scattered through the other nations for all the years we've been in captivity. So come out of with that black only thing. No, the Hebrew Israelites, we were scattered and in exile globally because of our wickedness. But the Lord said He's going to remember ourselves, and then He said, after we remember ourselves, the Lord is going to start revealing more and more. And then let's get to this Hosea 1 and 7. Because it's going to be the place where they say, you are not my people. There you shall be my people. Let's get that. You can't fight the scriptures, man. There's Hosea 1. Mm-hmm. And then he said it's going to bring us back from the land of the north. We got to grab that too. But let's, because you stopped at the Baruch, we're going to remember, what was that scripture? Before you went to that dry bones? Nevertheless, we get this Hosea. We get back to that. It's Hosea 1 and 7. Slock it. It says, but I will have mercy upon the house of Judah and will save them by Yahweh their power, and will not save them by bow, nor by sword, nor by battle, by horses, nor by horsemen. So these people over the land now, the Lord said He's going to save us, without weapons of armies and stuff like that. They over here trying to, get all types of war machines to save them. So clearly the Lord said He's not going to save them like that. You know what I mean? So what are they talking about? He said, I'm going to read it in NLT. He said, but I will show love to the people of Judah. I will free them from the enemies, not with weapons and armies or horses and chariots, but by my power as the Lord their God. Ooh, whoa, that's a cut right there. He said, man, that's a hell of a cut. And they over there at war every day, trying to save themselves. Let's jump down to 10 and 11. It says, yet the number of the children of Israel shall be as a sand of the sea, which cannot be measured nor numbered, and it shall come to pass that in the place where it was said unto them, ye are not my people, there shall be said unto them, ye are the sons of the living God. Who is the only people over there saying you're not we're not the people? Everybody's saying we're not the people of the Lord. But in fact, we are. The scriptures outline it. Ain't no getting around this, man. Y'all getting left and right uppercuts today. There's no way around it. And then he said, no longer will be said that I saved them out of
Egypt, the land of the north.
The land of the north. You got that? Jeremiah, what is it? I think it's. Oh, stop it sometime. You still recording?
Yeah.
Okay, my thing acted up on me. It shut down on me. No longer said from the north, in the north. So like, my $2 phone cut off on me. Mm-hmm.
No longer.
Let me try it this way. I just had it. Just bear with us. It's a lot there, y'all. Jeremiah 16, I believe. Let's see. 16 to 14. Let me see if that it. It's Jeremiah 16. Let's see if this is it.
Oh, yes, it's two different verses. I heard it.
Okay.
Yeah, this is the book of Jeremiah 16 and 14. Therefore, behold, the days come, saith Yahweh, that it shall no more be said, the Yahweh liveth that brought up the children of Israel out of the land of Egypt. But the Lord liveth that brought up the children of Israel from the land of the north, and from the lands wherewhither he had driven them, and I will bring them again into their land that I gave unto their fathers.
And that's the point. That's right to the point. So, no longer will we come from exile, like we did in Egypt, but now we're going to come out of the north. The point made. So at the end of the day, these impostors over the land are not the people. The true people of the Lord are going to come with all the things that the Lord said. Come from exile, be scattered throughout the four corners of the world, and went into slavery again. Those are his characteristic people. That only fits one people. You know what I mean? Then it also said that Ezekiel that there was going to be some frauds in the land. Ezekiel 36, 2 and 5 said there's going to be some people who took over the land.
Right.
So that's another prophecy that they don't want to talk about. So this is just clarifying who the Lord's chosen people is. Get that Ezekiel 36, 2 and 5. It also says that some frauds are going to be in the land, some impostors. One of them says a bastard should dwell in Ashdod. That's Zechariah 9 or something like that.
Mm-hmm. With Ezekiel 36?
Yeah, 2 and 5.
Ezekiel 36 and 2. Thus saith Yahweh power, because the enemy has said against you, Aha, even the ancient high places are ours in possession. And you jump down to 5.
Yeah, jump down to 5, yeah.
Verse 5. Therefore, thus saith the Yahweh power, surely in the fire of my jealousy have I spoken against the residue of the heathen, and against all Idumea, which have appointed my land into their possession, with the joy of all their heart, with despiteful minds to cast it out for a prey.
And Idumea is a Greek word for Edom. So Edomites are in our land. And who's the chief nation among Esau? Amalek. And those are as the elder says, Elder Malcolm loves to put it, the Khazar deniers, the 48ers. You know what I mean? But nevertheless, I think we've exhausted the fact that, the Lord's chosen people, true Hebrew Israelites of the Bible, Native Americans, Latino Americans, so-called African Americans here, scattered throughout the four corners of the world, based off of us being shipped off to slavery, discontinued from our heritage, and the Lord saving us and putting us back in our land. That doesn't fit the narrative of the other people. With that, we want to give all praise, honor, and glory to
Yahweh.